Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. And today we're going to be exploring a book that I think might surprise you with how deep it actually is.
Okay.
Shaun Tan's The Rabbits.
Oh, cool.
We've got articles, we've got reviews, we even have some background on Shaun Tan himself. And
Okay.
you know what? This isn't just a cute story about bunnies.
Right.
This is an allegory, which means we're about to uncover some serious symbolism.
I love it.
Get ready to think about colonization, environmental impact, and what happens when cultures clash.
Yeah, The Rabbits is fascinating because it tackles these really complex issues through like a deceptively simple format.
Yeah.
Like it's a picture book,
Yeah.
but the story can be enjoyed on so many different levels. And like the more you kind of like dig into those layers of meaning,
Yeah.
the more impactful it becomes.
Yeah. So for those who haven't read, let's just set the scene.
Yeah.
You open this book and you're met with these like really striking visuals. John Marsden provides the words, but Shaun Tan's illustrations are what truly bring this world to life.
Yep.
And it's not your typical happy-go-lucky children's book,
No, not at all.
like right away.
The style is very dreamlike, almost surreal.
Yeah.
Which I think just adds to the unease and the displacement that you kind of feel as you're going through the story.
Yeah.
And that's intentional.
Yeah.
Like Tan wants you to feel unsettled because he's asking you to confront some uncomfortable truths.
Right from the start, you're thrown into this allegorical world.
Yeah.
We have these rabbit-like creatures that are arriving in a land that's inhabited by these marsupial-like creatures. But like any good allegory, these aren't just random animals, are they?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Tan uses very deliberate visual cues to represent these larger concepts.
Okay.
So the rabbits, their stark white fur, their very organized lines, and their tendency to kind of like build and consume, they're a clear representation of European colonizers.
Okay.
On the other hand, the marsupials with their earth tone fur and their gentle expressions
Yeah.
represent indigenous Australians.
It's so interesting how Tan doesn't explicitly state any of this.
Right.
He trusts the reader to decipher the symbolism through his visuals, and it's incredibly effective.
And I think that's what makes this book so powerful, you know?
Yeah.
It invites the reader to become like an active participant in uncovering the meaning. You're not just passively consuming a story.
Yeah.
You're engaging in a dialogue with it.
Okay, so we've got our characters, we've got this unsettling atmosphere, and the stage is set for something to happen.
Yeah.
So walk us through the events of the rabbits, but maybe focus on like what stood out to you, like those little details that pack a punch.
Well, the story kind of unfolds with the arrival of the rabbits, and it says, many grandparents ago.
Oh, wow.
And I think that phrase alone, without giving us a specific time frame,
Yeah.
immediately establishes this sense of history,
Yeah.
of something that has been repeating itself across generations.
It's like that feeling of history rhyming,
Yeah,
all right?
exactly.
that we're doomed to repeat the mistakes of the past.
Yeah, and initially there's this like fleeting moment of curiosity between the rabbits and the marsupials.
Okay.
Almost like a hint of potential for like coexistence, but it quickly evaporates as the rabbits' true intentions become clear.
Oh.
They start building, cutting down trees, polluting the environment,
Oh, wow.
essentially disrupting the marsupials' entire way of life.
It's interesting that you mentioned the rabbits' impact on the environment.
Yeah.
It's not just about like land ownership or cultural differences. It's also about the destruction of the natural world.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Tan very cleverly links these concepts together. So the rabbits' actions directly connect colonization with environmental degradation.
Yeah.
It's a really powerful statement about the interconnectedness of these issues.
And there's that one scene, I think it's near the middle of the book, where the rabbits are taking the marsupial children.
Oh, yeah.
It's so heartbreaking.
That scene is so impactful, and I think it speaks to the forced assimilation policies that many indigenous communities have faced.
Right.
It's like a visual representation of cultural disruption and loss.
Yeah.
You see the fear in the marsupials' eyes, the helplessness as their children are taken from them.
It's just a powerful reminder that colonization wasn't just about land. It was also about control and the erasure of culture.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
about power.
Power.
Yeah. And the ending of The Rabbits is just as impactful, right?
Yeah, it's not your typical happy resolution.
No.
Like it leaves you with this sense of unease
Absolutely.
and so many questions.
The final line, who will save us from the rabbits? Like it lingers in your mind long after you've closed the book.
Yeah,
It's a question that resonates on so many different levels.
totally.
On one hand, it's like a plea for help. like a cry of despair
Yeah.
from the marsupials who have lost so much.
Right.
But it also challenges the reader, right? Like it asks us to confront our own complicity,
Yeah.
our own role in perpetuating these systems of oppression.
Yeah. It's like Tan is holding up a mirror to society.
Yeah.
Forcing us to confront these uncomfortable truths. And, one of the things that struck me when I was like going through all these sources is how The Rabbits has resonated with audiences worldwide.
Yeah.
Like it's won numerous awards. It's been translated into multiple languages.
It's a testament to the book's universal themes.
Yeah.
While it directly reflects on like the British colonization of Australia,
Yeah.
the story transcends specific historical events.
Right.
So anyone who has experienced colonization, oppression, or environmental destruction
Yeah.
can connect with the emotions and the messages in The Rabbit.
It's a reminder that these issues are interconnected and that the consequences of our actions ripple across generations. And it's not just about the past, is it?
Right.
The Rabbits has a lot to say about the challenges we face today.
Absolutely.
Like how so?
The themes of environmental degradation, cultural erasure, and the abuse of power are all incredibly relevant to our current global landscape. So think about climate change, the fight for indigenous rights, and the ongoing struggles for social justice. The Rabbits provides a framework for understanding these complex issues and hopefully inspires us to take action.
So you're saying that even though it's a picture book, The Rabbits can be a catalyst for change?
I truly believe so.
Open.
By confronting these difficult topics head on.
Right.
Tan sparks conversations.
Yeah.
He encourages critical thinking. He invites us to empathize with those who have been marginalized.
Right.
And to recognize the interconnectedness of our actions.
So it's about understanding that history isn't just something that happened in the past.
Right.
It's something that continues to shape our present and our future.
Exactly.
And speaking of history, let's take a moment to dive into Shaun Tan himself.
Yeah.
He's such a fascinating figure in the world of illustration.
His work is truly unique.
I know.
He has this incredible ability to blend surrealism with realism.
Yeah.
To create these like fantastical worlds that somehow feel grounded in our own experiences, and his artistic style plays such a crucial role in The Rabbits.
Like how he uses color and imagery to convey such complex emotions and concepts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Think about like the stark contrast between the white rabbits and the brown marsupials.
Right.
It's like this visual representation of the power dynamics at play. And the way he depicts the rabbits' arrival, it's almost mechanical, like an invasion force, rather than like a group of individuals.
And as the story progresses, you literally see the landscape changing.
Right.
Like the vibrant colors of the marsupials world are slowly replaced by these sterile grays and browns of the rabbit's construction. It's a subtle but very powerful way to show the impact of colonization.
Yeah, and the way he uses light and shadow adds another layer of meaning.
Right.
The marsupials are often shrouded in darkness, while the rabbits are brightly lit.
Interesting.
Symbolizing like the dominance of one culture over another. Yeah. Tan's artistic choices are never arbitrary.
Yeah.
They're all carefully considered
Okay.
to reinforce the book's message.
He doesn't shy away from depicting the emotional toll of colonization.
No, he doesn't.
Like the marsupials' faces convey a sense of loss, fear, and ultimately a profound sadness.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking to see.
And yet there's also this glimmer of hope in their eyes.
Really?
They haven't given up.
Oh, okay.
That final question, who will save us from the rabbits, is a call to action.
Wow.
It's a plea for solidarity.
Right.
And a reminder that even in the face of oppression,
Yeah.
resistance is possible.
It's such a powerful message.
Yeah.
And it's what makes The Rabbit such an enduring work of art.
Absolutely.
It's a book that stays with you long after you've closed the last page.
And, you know, for those who want to further explore Shaun Tan's world, he has other incredible books that delve into similar themes.
Oh, cool. Like what?
The Lost Thing and The Arrival are both visually stunning and emotionally resonant stories that I highly recommend.
Yeah, it's amazing how, like a picture book, you know, something that's often seen as just for children, can spark such profound conversations.
Right.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into The Rabbits,
Yeah.
what's like the one thing you hope our listener walks away with?
I think the most important takeaway from The Rabbits is the understanding that history isn't just something we read about in textbooks.
Right.
It's like this living, breathing force that shapes our present and influences our future.
Yeah.
And while the book specifically addresses colonization, its themes are so universal,
Yeah.
We all have a responsibility to be aware of the ways in which power dynamics, cultural differences, and environmental issues continue to impact our world today.
So it's not just about understanding the past,
Right.
but about using that knowledge to create a more just and equitable future.
Precisely. The rabbits challenges us to examine our own roles and responsibility in perpetuating or dismantling systems of oppression.
Right.
It encourages us to be critical thinkers.
To question the narratives we've been told and to seek out diverse perspectives.
And it reminds us that even small actions can have a ripple effect.
Absolutely.
Whether it's educating ourselves about indigenous cultures, advocating for environmental protection, or simply being more mindful of our consumption habits, we can all contribute to a better future.
Absolutely. And I think it's worth emphasizing that, the rabbits isn't a story about despair.
Okay.
Yes, it acknowledges the pain and loss caused by colonization, but it also offers a glimmer of hope.
Okay.
That final question, who will save us from the rabbits, is a call to action.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that we have the power to create change.
So to our listener, if you haven't already, we urge you to seek out the rabbits and experience its power for yourself. Allow yourself to be challenged by its themes, to feel its emotional weight, and to be inspired by its message of resilience.
Right.
And as you delve deeper into Shaun Tan's world, remember that art has this incredible ability to connect us,
to spark conversations, and to ignite our imaginations.
And who knows, perhaps the rabbits will inspire you to become an agent of change in your own community.
Yeah.
Because as we've seen today, even a seemingly simple story can have a profound impact on the world.
That's a great note to end on. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. And until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep those minds open.